Hey, quick video. Okay, a lot of people asking me, do you have a guide for Siege Ballista? And I said, no, I don't. I play this every league as season starter, and I know what I have to do. I know how to improve the build, but so many people asking me, that's why I'm gonna make this guy now. Okay, the first question is, what is Siege Ballista? Siege Ballista is a deck stacker totem build. You stack decks, and as more decks, more damage, more HP, more everything. So, priority number one is stack your decks. You're thinking, oh, really? That's kinda impossible. Well, I told this a lot of people, and what did they do? They didn't stack decks and were wondering why it doesn't deal damage, mate. Can you tell me? Well, yeah, stack your beep decks, dude. Okay, the next question is it good? Hell yeah, it's good. I play it every season, so for sure. Which content can you do? Everything? I wouldn't do Simulacrum because we're running around with minus 60% chaos resistance, but if you're pro, you know what to do and you don't get the shittiest and worst stats in Simulacrum, you can do it as well. The strengths and weaknesses. It's insane, it's so OP. You can do every boss, every Uber boss. It's a good mapper. Not the best, not the fastest, but not the slowest. I would say it's a good mapper. And the weaknesses? Well, you can die, it's not a tank, so make sure you fit it to your play style. If you need more HP, you're going with more HP. If you need more damage, you're going with more damage. Well, trust me, you're just going with more damage. This build is so crazy and insane, it forces you to stack your damage to the max. Which Pantheons I'm using? I'm using Prime King for Freezy Moon, and the other one, I forgot the name, that you doesn't get extra damage when moving while bleeding, because you move a lot. It's a totem build. The totems do the work, you run around and watch, or shoot a debuff once in a while. So those are my Pantheons. And the last question I'm hearing a lot is it expensive? Well, if you just want a map, you can do that with 100 chaos, so no. If you want a 1 billion DPS, yeah, you heard right, 1 billion, hell yeah, it's expensive. So we are talking about, I would say, 1 to 2 mirrors, maybe 3 for 1 billion, but that's even cheaper than the most builds with not even close that DPS. Well, we are going to start now with the tree. So this, you see, I will upload this POB anyways. This is when you start. You can start your build with every gem you want. For example, Spark, Flamethrower Totem, or whatever you like. But you can't start it with Siege Ballista from Strand, because you will get this later, and you need some mandatory items you will find later, or the requirements are higher level. So, but I will show you, don't worry, we're going through everything because I just want to do one video about it, and that's it. Okay, we start here. We're going up there, boom, we're going here, getting some nice elemental resistance, some damage. Here we have some HP. Going down, taking the 30 dex node. As soon as we get a fluid motion, yeah, not with corrupted bloody moon, but you know what I mean. I put it in here and get some nice 169 dex, as you can see. Then we're going down here, grabbing these nodes. If you need more resistance, take the fire node as well. This one you will definitely need. It's a Rain of Splinter as soon as possible. If you can't buy one at start or find one, I will show you a budget version, don't worry. Then we are picking Mage Bane. Mage Bane, what does it do? Gives us suppress spell damage per 15 dex. We always have 100% chance to suppress spell damage. Now we're hitting the mark, going one higher, going over here. You can put, for example, a brawn in that, or a good rare with a lot of dexterity, because you know we are a dex stacker, we are stacking dex. Then we're going down, going to the left side, taking this node, gives us one extra totem. Picking this node, our totems will last longer, and we're getting some armor, which is nice too. You're taking the life, a jewel socket again. Jewel sockets are a big benefit at this point. Well, you want as many as you can get. You can take iron reflexes, convert all your evasion rating to armor, because we are already taking evasion rating away, so you can take the rest for armor if you want to. We're going for point blank. As closer the siege ballistas are to the enemy, as more damage you deal. Yeah, as more far away, as less, but it's still insanely good, and you kill off screen. You will see a lot of items popping up, left, right, up, down. You don't even see the enemy. Sometimes you don't see that there's a boss and it's dead already. But we can take out the point later. I will show you how and why. Now we're taking, oh wonder, some dex, because we are a dex stacker. Now we're hitting this mark, we're going up here, taking another siege ballista over here, some nice damage and placement speed. Going up there, my goal is to reach this node at start, because it gives us mana regeneration rate, and we're short on mana regen at start. As soon as you level your ascendancy, you will have enough mana regen and can take this out. Well, this is crit multiplier and crit strike, gives you a nice damage boost, but I will show you soon. Then we're going for gem socket, large cluster gem socket, some more HP, some more resistance, gem socket, damage, and HP. Here's damage and damage, and another large cluster socket. Yeah, I'm trying to, at start, I try to keep my maximum life higher. I already had like 6k on a character. It's not impossible to get. You just need a lot of sockets, a lot of rare with max HP, dex, and attack speed with bow attacks. And after this, we're coming to the end game. So what did change? Well, we have a second flute motion. It gives up another 95 dex. I added some jewels, like here a brawn. Brawn is the cheap version. You can go with one Emperor's Cunning, which gives you only 6%, because sometimes you need more intelligence for your gems, so you can take this out and put an Emperor's in. It's not too expensive. Well, I don't know, 2 divine. 2 divine is nothing, to be honest. You can also replace it with an Emperor's Mastery, which is expensive, but will give you a nice boost, because it's 4% max HP and 7% all attributes, I think. That's kind of nice, so if you have the budget, go for it. Here's our random splinters, and then we're going for large cluster jewels. I'm going with Cold to the Core and Prismatic Heart. How you find out you have the right one? Well, just add widespread destruction and you will always have the correct one, because we're not going to the last point. We're only using 5 to get this socket, this socket, and we don't want this. A Watcher's Eye, you can go with single hatred if you can't afford a double hatred, or a triple Well, I don't even have one. But the best set is flat cold. Adds blah 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 to blah 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 cold damage while affected by a hit. Then you see we have an Emperor's Cutting here. Um, we're having this same large cluster again. You want dexterity on it, or if you're missing some resistance, because resistance is always low usually if you do it correct, you're taking this. Or maybe you need some intelligence, you're going for int. Then we have another brawn, a medium cluster. I only use this for onslaught, so every time we set up a siege ballista, and we do this really often, we have an onslaught. An onslaught is nice. Then yeah, you see some cold resistance, dexterity, and then we having two split personalities. You can either go with dex intelligence, dex and strength, or if you have enough attributes, you can go with dex and HP. Gives you a nice boost. I'm putting in here and here because it's the farthest away. Over there, another brawn for more dexterity. You also can change this to a Thread of Hope massive range. I will show you soon. And really important is the Brutal Restraint. This is the number 6749. Why 6749? It gives dex percentage, dex percentage, dex percentage, and 20 cold resistance. You want that cold resistance. How to find, I will show you now how to find a cluster jewel. So this is a new option. I don't know if you're down with that. You go and say, I want a Brutal Restraint, I want, this doesn't matter. The big node doesn't matter because we are not converting a big node. We're only looking for the medium nodes. So the placement is Wind Dancer over here. You see that in the picture. Clicking there. Then we're searching for not dexterity. We're going for percentage dex. It's already choose. So we're going to search. You see there are two options which give us 3 times 5% dexterity. But as I said, we want the 6749. I think the 3596 is with minion damage, which is totally useless. But then you can just click, double click, and it's up in your item list, right down there. Okay, now the next tree. Boom. This is usually how I end game. But you are low on HP. Well, these numbers aren't correct. Don't worry, I just threw in a couple of items because I'm a lazy guy and don't want to have too much work. So we're going with 3 times Loot of Motion. You want one with Corrupted Blood. Then you're going, for example, for Mana Reservation if you think you have two mana efficiency, if you think you have 2 less mana. Or you're going with elemental damage penetration, cold damage penetration, critical strike chance, and then we have this massive range. We're taking this node, this, because we're changing our Brutal Restraint. Then you have to level this. This gives us 5%. This gives us 5, and 5. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 times 5%. This is a really nice boost, damage boost, and this gives us flat dex and some damage as well. If you don't want it, you can always pick something like more HP, whatever, just be happy. Okay, now we're going over to the items. The most important item is